Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. Hello, guys. Hello. How are you doing today? It's a pleasure having you here. Today is 0707. That is the 7th day of July, the 7th month of July, 2023. It's a pleasure having you all here. Yes, indeed. And as we are here together, we are going to be talking about the market. We're going to be talking about the non-farm payroll, NFP. NFP is around the corner, and that is the non-farm payroll to the US, which has to do with unemployment rate. This is coming out in the next 30 minutes approximately. And trust me, we should have some volatility introduced to the market within a few minutes, right? So please pay attention to what we're going to be talking about now. We're going to talk about the dollar. We're going to talk about majorly the dollar and, of course, how it affects the major currency pairs. As we have news coming out for the dollar in a few minutes, in about 28 minutes from now, we're going to have the dollar go into a volatile state where we're going to be having the non-farm payroll, the NFP, which has to do with the unemployment rate. So this is something that is very, very important, very, very key. And trust me, you want to pay attention to this. If you are a trader and you have been trading for a little while, you also understand the fact that this news tends to come with a lot of volatility, that we end up having some whipsaws in the market. Of course, most likely you have some very fast-paced movement, erratic movement. You also have the likes of slippage. Slippage is something that's very, very important. And we normally tell you need to understand what slippage is. Slippage simply means, in a nutshell, that when you set your pending order, because slippage affects the pending orders. And your pending orders could be pending order to enter the market or pending order to exit the market. When you set your pending orders, the likes of the buy limit, buy stop, or sell limit, sell stop, and you set it at a particular price, because of slippage, which is due to the volatility introduced to the market, the pending order will not trigger where you set it, which is it will trigger at another place. And that is because of the volatility of that particular news. And when it comes to pending orders for exits, the likes of your stop loss and take profit, you might not close at that place where you set it, it might close somewhere else. So it could either give you more profit or even more loss, as the case may be. So we need to be careful, we need to understand that during high impact news period, the market is going to be extremely volatile. And that's what we're expecting in a bit. So I can see a few people joining us. It's a pleasure having you here. Once again, as I always say, my name is Tolu Olatunji, and I'm representing CSA Forex, Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading. And of course, that is the name of my own academy. And we are here streaming on our YouTube channel. You can find our YouTube channel at CSA Forex. And we're here streaming on Trading Live, the Trading Live platform. Now we're here, we want to also thank Trading Live for this opportunity to be able to dish out this information to everybody in a timely manner. And of course, this is coming to you absolutely free of charge to help everybody out to get to where they need to be. And where is that? That is their point of financial freedom, right? Where you have the finances, and then you have the time as well to spend the finances. So people have finances but don't have the time. Yes, indeed, financial freedom, you'll get both of them through trading the Forex market or the crypto markets, trading the financial market as a matter of fact. Once again, welcome everybody. Today we're here to talk about the non-farm payroll. On Fridays, usually we use it for our Q&A session. So we're also going to be you can also be asking questions about the market, general questions, and then we'll answer. But then our main focus today is the non-farm payroll. So I can see Batman said, hello, sir. How are you? How are you trading today? I'm not trading today, by the way. If you guys have been with me for a while, you will know I don't trade Fridays. And of course, I don't trade news period. As we can see the chart, that is the dollar. And we're going to talk about the dollar because that is what is up today for the NFP, and that is coming in about 25 minutes from now. So for the rest of us joining us, you're welcome. Dennis Gallup said, good afternoon, everyone. What pairs are we trading? Jordan Bailey said, hello, everyone. What are we looking at today? Everybody's interested in what we're looking at today. And that brings me to a disclaimer. Guys, kindly note that in our live streams, we are not doing signals. What we do is a form of education. The information we're going to be teaching out is strictly for educational purposes only, not signals. For you to be able to place trades accordingly, you need to not just understand entry, exit, but you need to understand risk management, how to calculate your risk appropriately based on your volume and your lot size, and then also how to manage your trades appropriately as well. Partial close, trading stop, and whatnot. So you need to understand all of these things. Very, very key, very, very important. Right? Great. So let's do something now. Let's jump into the calendar, and I'm going to show you the calendar for last month, and that's the month of June. We're going to first look at the NFP news prior to the one coming out in a bit. So the one from last month, which was June, and that came out on the 2nd of June, and we're going to look at that now. Guys, don't forget, if you have any question, what we're trying to do based on education is to give everybody clarity so that you can trade by yourself. It's all about teaching you how to catch fish and not giving you fish. We give you fish, it will last you for one day, but if you learn how to catch fish, then it's going to last you for a lifetime. Great. So today is Friday. Oh, sorry. Last month was Friday, June 2nd. Remember we said we're going to look at the non-farm payroll from last month, right? And then we'll look at for this month. So for last month for the NFP, you can see 1:30 p.m. UK time, and UK time now is about 7 minutes after 1 p.m. My time here in BC, Canada, you guys can also tell us where you are connected to us from. My time here in BC, Canada is what? Is 7 minutes after 5 a.m. I repeat, 7 minutes after 5 a.m. And that's why I always say it's always good for us to communicate. Let's make it as engaging as possible, because I wake up early, very early, to give you guys this timely information, right? The only thing I could request for is your participation. Else, if I'm talking to myself, then I could as well sign up or sign out rather before the NFP news releases. So I need your participation, I need your engagement. Let me be sure that I have humans talking. And when I ask questions, I could ask the question of where are you connected to us from now? I'm in BC, British Columbia, Canada. Where are you connected to us now? I would like to see at least one or two answers telling us where they are connected to us from. Then I know truly we are here together and it's not robots that I am talking to, right? And as I said, we are going to be going hard. We're not wasting any of our time. So if you look at the news that we have from last month, right? Based on the news outcome, as you can see over here, we had it as green. Where the way we interpret the actual now is that when the news is green, it means that we should be buying. Green means we should be buying. But when it is red, it means that we should be selling, right? And then when it's black, black means neutral. It means you're not buying and you're not selling. But on this fateful day, on the 2nd of June, Friday last month, when we had the NFP for the US dollar, the non-farm payroll, the data was green. The expectation, that is the forecast that we had, was 193K. But then we had 339K, which is well above, I repeat, is well above the forecast. And of course, that is a buy, right? And as a buy for the US dollar, it simply means that the US dollar should appreciate. This also happens all the time, but we use the news as a gauge, and you have to be very, very fast. Why? Because when this news drops, the market reacts in a very, very fast manner. So we're expecting that the USD at that point in time, on the 2nd of June, Friday, to appreciate. And with that said, we're going to cross over to the chart of June last month. We'll look at what happened and to give us a rough idea what might happen for this particular NFP non-farm payroll coming out today in approximately 20 minutes. Guys, if you have any question, feel free to ask. I'm going to be navigating from the chat to the news section to the comment section and try to walk my way around the three of them. And as I said, if there's no participation, no comments, nothing, then it means probably my internet is bad, or it means probably I'm talking to myself, or it means one thing or the other, and I could as well sign out. Maybe you cannot hear me. I really do not know. I hope you can hear me. Really don't know what's going on as I have not gotten any feedback. I asked the question earlier, where are you connected to us from? And I'm not here to beg anybody. As I said, this is a free session brought to you by Trading Live. Any any staff of Trading Live that you get to chat with, always say thank you to them for the platform. And then you have other facilitators as well that are streaming live and are doing a wonderful job. Whenever you attend their own sessions as well, also say thank you to them. Okay, beautiful. So now let's cross over to the chat. We're going to cross over to the charts now, and we're going to look at the information for June. That's the NFP for June last month. So here it is, here it is. Okay, so now I am sharing this. As you can see, this is the formation for June. And what we did over here was to give this barrier. We did this barrier at the beginning of that week and then at the end of that week. And you can see we have 2nd of June here, 2nd of June. I'm going to show you what happened 2nd of June and where it happened. Because one thing about trading is that you must always try to combine the fundamentals and the technicals together. I repeat, try to combine the fundamentals and the technicals together. And once you get this done, then trust me, everything will start to go smoothly for you. We have a lot of people that are struggling as traders. I don't know how long you have been struggling for, but trust me, you have not been doing it the proper way because you have not been combining fundamentals and technicals. Some traders just wait for fundamentals to come out. And when the news comes out, they just start clicking on whatever they're clicking on. But the truth now is that even when it tells you to buy, it might first of all go down to an area of support. It might go down to an area of support before going up, right? So if you look over here from the history, this is the information for that month, June. But from the history, we had this area that acted as resistance and went down. We had this that acted as resistance, that acted as support, and then it went up from here. We had it as resistance and then acted as support in the past. And then when it got here, that Friday, that fateful Friday, this is the technicals, by the way, you can see the technicals. So these technicals that we had over here right in front of us, on that Friday, the NFP day, June 2nd, when it got here, it did what? It got to an area of support. So normally you'd be expecting to buy. Normally you'd be expecting for the market to go up here. But then something happened. The fundamentals also aligned. And it says that we had 339K, which was green, and it was telling us to buy. So the fundamentals told us to buy, and the technicals told us to buy at this area of support. And then what happened? The market went up back to this area here, where you have like the likes of resistance, some resistance areas, some support areas that you can see over here. We had this area which was a significant area, and price went up on that Friday, and then you'd have gotten a good amount of pips from here based on the what? Based on the dollar, the DXY. You need to understand what happens to the DXY to the dollar could easily affect the major currency pairs. I'm going to also show you what happened based on the Euro USD. Because when it comes to the major currency pairs, we have some that are more correlated than others. Okay, we have some that are more correlated than others. Beautiful, I can see your comments coming in. So let me just quickly read up on them. Michael Henrietta said, hello, hope not coming in too late. Well, the NFP hasn't dropped yet, so I'll say not too late, but it's always good for us to come in good time because we're talking about what happened last month. That should give us a little heads up on what should happen today, this month, based on the NFP. We're here to talk about the NFP, the non-farm payroll. Herbert Adelaide said, are we just going to observe the market? For me, I am not trading. If you want to trade the market, as a disclaimer, kindly note once again that what we're doing here is not for signals or strictly for educational purposes. But I will show you what I feel based on my own analysis, based on my own experience, what should happen in the market. If it happens, fine. If you take it and you make money, fine. If you take it and you have losses, well, that is not on me. It's not on Trading Live. It's on you. You must always understand that trading the market, trading the financial market carries a high level of risk because it's a leverage market. So that means that you can even lose more than what you expected. You need to understand this thoroughly. Okay. Let me see. Adam Nelson said, looks like it has held its support on this. Exactly. It held its support on this from the last month, the NFP from June. Okay. Joe Catherine said, I don't understand how they do that. What do you mean? Is it when I said the combination of fundamentals and technicals is the market? If you go back and check news, you always notice that the news too tends to merge. It tends to flow with the technicals. There's one way that it happens I really do not understand. Sophia Johnson said, yeah, the NFP always moves two ways. That's why certain orders are wrong. Exactly. When you say penny orders both ways, it's like you are straddling. To straddle the market simply means you're trying to be smarter than the market. You're setting a penny order above and setting a penny order below the current market price. When you do that, at times they might pick up the two, and if you pick up the two, can easily give you double losses, especially when you set stop loss. It's normally ends up being a mess. As a matter of fact, if you remember, for those that were here yesterday, we already concluded that the market has been a big mess so far, right? For the dollar this week, the market has been a big mess, and I have not been able to get any opportunity. I do not force trades out of the market. If you try to force trades out of the market, you could end up getting your fingers burnt. Okay. Ray Anderson said, yeah, learning how to trade is a skill that will last you a lifetime. Exactly. This trading, you should look at it as a form of retirement. This will be your retirement plan. Okay, Rod said, sitting everything out today, just going to monitor the momentum. That's what I'm going to be doing as well. I have my popcorn ready. I'm just going to be watching from a distance. I don't place trades prior to news. I don't even trade on Fridays. That's me personally. And this has been working for me for weeks, for months, and even for years. Okay, Bob Silence, so we can only take when everything clicks together. That is the most advisable thing I could give you. When the fundamentals and technicals come together, then you can place trades. Blaze Humphrey said the DXY is going down at the moment. Sure, we're going to check on what is happening now. I'm just showing you what happened last month, June. We're going to show what's happening now based on July right now. Okay, are we studying the past data on all the past NFPs? No, there's no time for that. We have about 13 more minutes, and 13 more minutes, the NFP news is going to drop. So I'm showing you what happened last month. I'm going to show you what is happening this week, today, to see if there is a pattern, to see whether it's going to work out according to plan. Okay, Ira Adam said, are you going to just watch it or are you trading? I am going to watch it. I'm not going to answer that question again. Sorry. I am not trading NFP. I don't trade news. I can't be repeating myself. It's either you are here, you're paying attention, or you're not paying attention. And as I'm scrolling down, if I see it again, I'll just move over to another comment because really do not have time. In a few minutes, the news is going to drop. So I have to show you what is happening right now based on the dollar. Okay, Anderson said, yeah, the gold is correlated to the DXY. Here, gold is correlated as well. I'm going to show you what happened to gold because we talked about gold yesterday and I gave a warning based on gold. So if you look at this chart over here, let me just clean this up now. This is what happened based on last month where the dollar appreciated. That means that for Euro USD is going to depreciate. And then for Euro USD, this is Euro USD from June. You can see June 2nd. Euro USD from June 2nd did what? It depreciated based on these levels where we had support. There are some resistance over here. And this was the NFP, the Friday, June 2nd, and then it dropped as well nicely. And this is obviously thanks to the dollar. So you can also see that once we're going to check on today, the one we're going to check on today based on the dollar, it should also have an opposite movement to the Euro USD as an example. You must understand the movement based on the dollar, how the Euro USD is going to move, how gold is going to move, and so on. So this is the information. This is the information that we have for today. Somebody just said that the dollar is dropping. I can't see the dollar dropping. That's why at times when somebody says something, I tend to check my own charts for confirmation. So you can see throughout this week, we've been talking about these levels. We did this horizontal here, or this vertical here rather, to show you that this is where the market started from, and today is Friday. For Friday, you can see we marked out this area here as a form of resistance support. It was the key one for us, but the market rubbished it. It played around that area, it scattered it, and then even went to these highs over here, which happened to be a resistance. It got there. It has just been all over the place. And then throughout this week, we've had this pocket of demand, this pocket of support where the market has been bouncing off from. I can see just before the news, I repeat, just before the news, 10 more minutes to the news, the market has already bounced off that area. When I was watching this before jumping on this live session, I said to myself that if the market is over here, when the news breaks, this is technically a point of buying. And then if the news should come out as buy as green, that means that we should be buying from here. We can see it has already gone up. It has gone up now. It's in the middle of this area of demand, this area of buying, and the middle of this area here for selling. So I clearly, even if I was trading on Fridays, even if I was trading news, I clearly will not touch this one because it is in the middle of buying area and then selling area. I will not enter a market in the middle. This is like you are chasing the market. So people could look at this as, oh, it's already going up. Then quickly rush and go up, but it has already gone up way too much. So you are chasing the market. Don't chase the market, let the market come to you. Prior to this news, we could have something happen in this aspect. You could either do something like this because of the levels that we have, could come here and then bounce from here, or it could come here and then bounce from here. But don't forget, we are expecting high volatility in the market in approximately 9 minutes. And if you look at what's happening here as bouncing up, what do you think will be happening to the Euro USD as we speak now? The Euro USD should be bouncing and going down. Look at the Euro USD. The Euro USD should be going down. You can see the Euro USD also going down from this point here. And the Euro USD is now stuck at this area here of support. We have the support over here. You can see based on the dollar, for me, it is a mess. Everything is a mess so far from the beginning of this week up till now. Let me just jump into your comments and see what you guys have been saying for a bit, because I normally have too many comments. And because today is NFP, I need to also concentrate on the charts, concentrate on the news section, and see what we have to discuss as well. Also said I was on the pound buy yesterday and have moved stops and closed parts. That's good. You need to know how to manage your trades. Trade management is very, very key, very, very important at the end of the day. Beck said, yeah, it would be best not to risk when you are uncertain. Exactly. Gabriel said, well, there is high impact news coming on card today too. Yes, there is high impact news coming on card. Thank you for mentioning that. I'm going to show you what is happening based on the USD card, because for that is also interesting for me. But the USD card, if you look very well, it has been appreciating, right, for a while now. And then we've had here as a form of resistance, as you can see, that broke out and then went up as what? Went up as support. But then it has pushed way too high, and I'm expecting the market to drop. And I'm expecting the market to drop. If you look very well, we have a pattern, a rising flag pattern you can use as a form of what? You can use as a form of CT, counter trend move. And the counter trend move, this candle here was a bearish pin bar, If you are a counter trend trader, you should understand bearish pin bars for reversals or even bearish engulfings or whatever the case might be. You should also understand when it comes to using the likes of maybe the MACD, which stands for the Moving Average Convergence Divergence, or the RSI Relative Strength Index. But the RSI should be pointing overbought on this USD card, overbought, and then should also give you divergence. So if you're going to use the RSI, let's just see whether we can pick up the RSI and throw it in. They're under the oscillators. Once again, the RSI stands for Relative Strength Index, and this is it over here. I click on it, and then it gives us this, okay, and then you can see what we have here. So if you look over here, you will see clearly from here that this point, it was above 70. So above 70 means overbought. I can see it was moving in a divergence pattern in this manner, right? So as it's moving down like this, and as price is moving up like this, it's telling you that price is in line and it needs to come down. And that's what's happening here. And then we had a pin bar. So we had a series of good combinations over here telling us sell is good to go. And if you have sold over here, you are now in small profit. It has gotten to this lower trend line of the flag, of the rising flag pattern. If you have gotten here, you can see it's even trying to break out. 6 more minutes, guys. Pay attention to the time as well. So it is trying to break out. That means that you can easily take partial close, partial profit, or adjust your stop loss, because this market could as well just push higher and push lower, or even push higher and destroy your stop loss. But from here, once you're in small profit, the next thing to do is to manage the trade appropriately. Trade management, very key, very important. I have lots of comments coming in. Unfortunately, I don't know if you guys can hear my alarm. My little alarm is just coming on, and that's to tell me 5 more minutes to the news, right? And when I set alarm, either on my phone, on my watch, or even on my system, on your MC4, you can set alerts and so on, just to give you that heads up of any news that's coming out. So you are always aware that is high impact news. Because one thing you must always do, as we always say, every morning before you start trading, check the calendar to find out whether there's any high impact news coming out. Right from, for me, I check right from London session and New York, because those are the two major sessions that I normally trade. So once I check right from London, I take note of the high impact news, and then I focus when they're going to drop, because there's most likely going to be high impact news that will lead to volatility at that point in time. Okay, let me quickly jump into your comment section, guys. I'm going to miss out on a lot of comments because the news is in 5 minutes from now. Rachel said as long as they are willing to risk and accept, they can lose their money. Yes, that's up to them. That's not my business. Mine is just to advise you. Yours is to do what you feel you need. If you've been trading for a while, if you're having so many losses, it's always good for you to listen to advice at the end of the day. Thank you, Rachel, for that. How do they only trade the news and not check the technicals? I really don't know, Astrid. That's not the way I do it. It's up to those people that are doing it to explain, because that is not the way to go about it. The DXY is currently strengthening and other foreign currencies are sliding against. Thank you, Kai Shot. Just looked at that now. As you can see, I'm just trying to breeze through your comments, but trust me, I will not. It's not, I don't know. I can't always keep up with the many comments because I don't know how many people are here. We're a handful, and people are just joining us as well. So I'm just reading up on the many comments that we have over here, and then also trying to balance it up with the news that's coming out in about 4 minutes, approximately 4 minutes from now. So from what we have over here, it's now a thing of paying attention to 4 minutes from now, and then try to take, I won't say take advantage, but just to understand from the education part of view that you should not lose your money. I repeat, do not lose your money, do not lose your shares. Even if you have not gotten any trade this week, here's what you should do. You should ensure that you do not end the week in a negative. Don't end the week in negative at the end of the day. Okay, so in 3 minutes, the news is going to come out, and then we'll be wrapping up this session in about 10-15 minutes after. We'll be wrapping up this session in about 10-15 minutes after, and then we will call it a day. I'm not going to stay here for too long. We came in a bit early. As I said, my own time was from 5 a.m. when I had to wake up to conduct this session for you guys for free, obviously, thanks to Trading Live. And of course, you can also thank me, but thanks Trading Live for this opportunity. And then in 3 minutes, we have the news coming out. And then Tana said that is something like gambling. Exactly. A lot of traders like to gamble today. I really don't know why. Okay, Cameron said trading is the retirement plan for me too. Awesome. Guys, I'm going to just scroll down to your comments because the news is coming out in 2 minutes, and we're going to have to be very fast in checking the calendar and coming over to the chart as well. So I'm going to leave the chart on the dollar, since it's the dollar that we're focusing on today. You can see now it's coming back to the area of demand, to the area of support, and you see the way the market is behaving over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to be switching from here, from the chart, and also switching to the calendar to find out what's going on at the end of the day. So looking at the calendar, oh, okay, sorry, this is the one for June. This is the one for this this month. Today, you can see 1:30 p.m. UK time, Friday, July 7th. You can see we already have the countdown. So this is about 1 minute, 6 seconds now. You can also be refreshing the page as well. And then you see it's giving us the countdown. This countdown was not there years ago on this Forex Factory. Forex Factory has always been making improvements to the platform. I've been using Forex Factory for years, for over 10 years now, and they have been standing the test of time. And of course, there are other news websites that you can get all of this information from. But I like Forex Factory because they're simple and they give you the information straight to the point. So in 30 seconds, guys, we're going to witness what's going to happen to the NFP. And then if you look over here on the charts again, pay attention to what's happening here. As I said, we're going to be very fast here. We're going to be switching from the news to the calendar. 20 seconds from now, we're going to be alternating the two just to give you, the fast pace. And then if I start talking a bit too fast, of course, I can't go over to the comment section now because we are paying attention to the NFP and what's happening over here. So guys, bear with me. We need to be very fast, and we're not going to take much of your time. So now it's 1:30 p.m. and you can see, did you guys see what just happened on the charts? Now you can see what I'm talking about. I'm not going to switch over. I'm not yet going to switch over to the calendar, but look at what happened to the chart. Did you see the way the market moved? This is how people lose money. It was sitting at an area of demand you'd have been thinking to buy, but you don't sell penny orders like that. Look at the size of this candle. This is a killer. But then it is respecting the support area. But this is just a few seconds since the market, the news was released. And trust me, people, I don't, if anybody here, you are with me now and you've lost a ton of money based on this news, but what just happened, the spread would have increased, you'd have easily had slippage. Trust me, you'd have easily had slippage based on what just happened now. If you are here on this platform with me and you have lost money, it is your own fault. That's all I have to say. Let's quickly switch to the calendar. And let's see the news that we had. Now look at it over here, 209. 209. Guys, look at this quickly. 209 is less than the forecast of 224. And what is the color? The color is red. What did you say red means? Red means sell. And you can see it's a sell the USD. Beautiful. I love the market. I love live streaming in this manner because most times what we talk about here is what happens on the chart most times because it's a thing of probability. It doesn't mean that every time it's going to be the exact thing. So as a sell, look at what happened to the dollar. The dollar sold and then it sold heavily. I repeat, the dollar sold from where it was and sold heavily, and it's even reacting to this support. But the news came out as sell, and then if you want to sell, you'll be selling at the area of resistance and not selling as support. So this is what we had over here. Now, if this dollar is dropping today, what do you think is happening to the Euro USD? The Euro USD is appreciating heavily, and that's what we had over here. What do you think is happening to the pound USD? It's also going up. AD USD, you can see most of these charts, they're all they're reacting to the news that just dropped. You can see the NZD USD is pushing higher the more. What do you think will happen to the gold? Because the dollar is down, then gold will be what? Gold will be up. I'm going to click on gold now. Gold is going to be up. You can see gold. And if you remember yesterday from gold, when we're talking in a live streaming session yesterday, we said here might be a fake out that we want it to break out properly, give us a nice curve, and then we look for sell opportunities to drop further down. But then we said this is most likely a fake out because of the way it dropped and then rush back up, and you can see what is happening. Now, gold is going back to this area, this key area, as you can see, of resistance, as you can see, acting as support in the past, majorly as resistance, and then it's going back. If you get back to this area and you have good price action with respect to like pin bars, hammers, engulfings, inside bars, and so on, different combinations of candlestick patterns, then you'll be able to jump in on this. But if you look very well from what we've been talking about, based on the dollar, right? Today, we had the news come out as negative as 209. I repeat, the news came out at 209. You are seeing it here, 209K. At 209K, the market reacted negatively and it dropped heavily from what we can see, right? So, guys, it was sitting at this area of what? At this area of demand. You cannot be selling at demand. You cannot be selling at support. And that's why I said that this market but this week has been noisy, has been sideways, and so on. I'm going to jump into your comment section now because now we've looked at the outcome in about 3 minutes. And I can tell you that, of course, I already done for the day, I was done for the week a long time ago. And this is what we normally do. As an example, if we have our sessions like I run mentorship sessions like one-on-one coaching or even bootcamp, we have the next bootcamp coming up in the next 10 days. That's the 17th of July, which is on a Monday. 17th of July, we have the bootcamp coming up. So this bootcamp that's coming up on the 17th of July is now a thing of what? You can learn everything for 3 weeks. It's going to be for 3 weeks for a token of $250. We talked about this during the week, and some people already started signing up, and we have just a few slots left. If you're interested, you can quickly sign up, and then once we have our numbers, we lock the place, and then we call it a day. And remember yesterday and throughout this week, you guys said that $250 is actually small, and that means that after this one, for the next bootcamp I'm going to be doing, I'm going to take the price up. So this is the link for the bootcamp. Just in case you're interested, I've just dropped it there for you. And then as we are going to be rounding up now, because I'm not going to spend much longer, because there's really nothing much to talk about, right? Because the news has come, it has done its thing. I was not planning on placing any trade whatsoever as well, but then you can see what the news has done. If you want to chat me up on anything, you can hit me up on Instagram, That is my handle on Instagram. And if you want to follow me on my YouTube channel, I'm going to drop the link now. You can find me on YouTube at CSA Forex. So the name of my academy, once again, is CSA Forex, which stands for Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading. If you are a struggling trader and you need mentorship, chat me up and then we'll see what we can do for you. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me. I don't think I need to stay any longer here. You can see what the news came out 209. You can see the reaction to the chat. Because if the news is telling you to sell, you must look on the chart where to sell. And clearly, it is not at any level of selling. And today is Friday. The market is going to be rounding up within a few hours from now. I believe approximately in about roughly 8.5 hours from now, thereabout, the market should be closing for the day and for the week as well. So I want to say thank you guys. I'm just going to scroll down to your comments and see whether we have any comments before we close the platform. Let me see. Okay, thank you. I can see you guys were doing the countdown as well with me. Though, but Geraldine said 5 minutes to news time. Thank you. That was 10. So now we're past the news time. We've seen the news 209K and so on. Joyce Hicks said, oh, really, this might be very helpful. Oh, not really sure what I said back then. Okay, but then scrolling down, Jason O'Connor said, all right, guys, news coming in 4 minutes. Okay, beautiful. You guys are even doing countdown with me. So I have nothing to say, just saying, la, la, la. Okay, great. So you can see now the news has come, it has dropped, and then we know for a fact that there is nothing for us. This is a big candle. Don't fight big candles. If you're thinking of buying at this support, be careful because the news was negative, and this big candle is showing that there are lots of sellers here. The sellers pressure. If you're going to buy, make sure you accept the risk. Make sure you calculate your volume, your lot size appropriately, and of course, as we say, as a disclaimer, here is for educational purposes and not as a form of signal. I hope somebody, at least one person, has learned something today. If you have, yes, which is good for us. If you have, no problem. You didn't pay anything. You did not lose anything whatsoever, probably just your time. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me. If you have any questions for me, you want to attend the bootcamp, that's the link. I've dropped the link already. You can use that to sign up. It's just $250. If you're interested in a one-on-one session or you have any question, maybe something that's bothering you with respect to trading, then chat me up and then let's see how we can resolve it together in a fast way. So honestly, thank you guys for joining me. It has been a good one. Thank you to Trading Live as well, right? So we'll meet up next week. We'll have some live sessions here and there. And next week, Friday, we'll resume our Q&A session. Today was a big one, was a special one based on the NFP. And you can see the results. You guys can watch this again to watch the beginning of our conversation from the last NFP of June to this one, to the build-up of this one. And we talked about where the market was for the dollar here. We talked about what could happen based on if it was green, should be buying. If it's red, you can see what happened here based on the outcome, the actual news outcome. And then from what we see over here, this is what occurred. And then I want to say thank you to everybody. It has been a good one. I am going to be rounding up now. The time now is 5:38 a.m. for me. I am going back to bed. Yes, I don't stay at the market. Trading is meant to be passive. Don't try to force anything out of the market. When you force things out of the market, most likely you get burnt. And I'm sure some of you might understand exactly what I'm talking about. Honestly, thank you guys for joining me. Catch you same time next week. Chat me up if you need any, you have any questions or you need any assist or whatever the case may be. Chat me up and then we'll see what we can do for you. Thank you guys and goodbye for now. Cheers.